Welcome back, everybody, to Maniacal Music Musings, the show where we do what we're told. Well, most of the time, you know. I'm your host, Jeremy, and I invite you all to see the world through my eyes. Trust me, you might go blind, and you'll see all the sorrow about to fall in your eyes as well. It's a scary thing being me, I'm just saying. I've had it all in the past, but everything was not enough, so now I'm back living on Mercy Street in my little tent with my blanket, pretty much all I have. But enough about my sad life. Let me introduce my co host. He's getting to the point where he'll sleep with roses clutched to his chest soon enough. He keeps hearing that voice again in his head that tells him he'll hit it big time one day. For now, though, he walks around so serious at the slaughterhouse with a sledgehammer in his hands. Once those three lights blink, though, he'll send it smashing into your face, CJ motherfucking Plane. Music god
Hey,
himself.
how is everyone tonight?
Oh, we got off on a rough start, but we're moving now, and I'm happy we can
It
do
has
this show.
been it has been a day, bro.
It's been a fucking week. I'm gonna tell you right now, and our guest can attest to that too. But
Yeah.
let me introduce our guest, folks. Our guest this week is Reeya Banerjee, songwriter and artist all around, musician all around. We are happy to have her as always, and welcome. What please tell us what made you want to come on a music podcast?
Well, I'm a musician. So that's one thing. And then I like I'm the kind of musician that likes to are all musicians like this? I don't know. I can deep dive on an album or on a musician, on an artist, for hours, and hours and hours. And if anybody will humor me and will do that with me, then that's great. So why not come on a show where that's encouraged? Um, that was my thought process basically,
Well,
to bring what annoys my friends about me to a public forum where it's recorded and so everybody else can see it too.
Well, I was gonna say you came to the right damn place to do that because that's our specialty here is deep diving into shit. We can go down wormholes we probably shouldn't have wasted our time on, but we do it anyway because well, music heals, as we say on both of our shows, and that's gonna be on a t-shirt soon. But and I as I told you before the show, I did check out some of your YouTube videos and I could actually dig your I want to say you're almost too pop rocky for me, but I can. It's still that level of like almost like grungy alternative where I can like dig it. So
Yeah, I kind of live in this like I grew up in the mid 90s, so I kind of live in this like power pop sort of post grunge zone. I'm a little too young to have experienced Nirvana when they were Nirvana. But I'm old enough to have experienced Foo Fighters when they first became Foo Fighters. That's kind of where you can place me in
so
the
right
beyond
around my
that.
age, right around my age. Okay, yeah. And
Yeah.
never having to live through the Nirvana hype is something I can freaking be happy about a day of my life. But because most overrated band on the planet. But
Ooh.
I,
That's a
I
spicy take right there.
I I I would go on record to say more so the luckiest band on the planet.
Oh,
Um,
okay. Yeah, I can see that. I can see that.
Number one, as I've stated many times on this show, grunge did not start with Nirvana, nor did it come from
Hmm.
Seattle. Grunge started in Minneapolis in the late 80s with the Replacements and Soul Asylum,
Yep.
Fugazi, Husker Du, Bob Mold, all those guys. So grunge predated Nirvana by a decade. And take into account that Mother Love Bone came before all of the Seattle bands. It would have been the biggest band. So minus Andrew Wood overdosing and creating the vacuum where three-fifths of Mother Love Bone evolved into Pearl Jam, and Nirvana fell into the vacuum that was created by Mother Love Bone. Nirvana is not even a blip on the radar. They just right place, right time when Andrew passed. So it could have been Nirvana, it could have been the Screaming Trees, it could have been Soundgarden, it could have been the Lemonheads or the Pixies or a dozen other bands that were there. Nirvana just happened to have that, song.
Right.
We'll call it that for lack of something better. And hair metal had evolved to that point of being bands like Ugly Kid Joe, I Hate Everything About You, which was very much in the same vein as Nirvana. So, perfect storm.
Yep.
And we have Nirvana. So,
we all know Nirvana's best song was not written by them. It was written by Weird Al Yankovic, and it's called "Smells Like Nirvana." But that is 100% Nirvana's best song. But enough. We'll do enough. That's enough trashing of a. We can trash them for an hour. I wouldn't give a shit, honestly. I really wouldn't.
Yeah, I mean, I don't mean to trash them. It's just it gets really frustrating being the music geek that I am.
Yeah.
And knowing my history the way I do, when people say things like Nirvana created grunge.
Yeah, no, that's crap. I mean,
no,
yeah.
He really didn't, okay? Not even close. Kurt Cobain himself would have corrected you on that statement, okay? They didn't. It didn't even start in Seattle, okay? You're wrong part of the country, wrong time period. Long before Soul Asylum did Runaway Train. They did a whole record of really heavy, dark, nasty shit.
It's one of my favorite records, actually. Yeah.
Yes. So, and they had the replacements and, God, the same people who say Nirvana created grunge will tell you that one of the greatest grunge albums of all time is Zen Garden by Husker Du. You realize Husker Du came 12 years before Nirvana. So how could grunge start there, but Husker Du did it a decade earlier? The math ain't mathing, people. So it's like, just get this shit straight. I mean, it's not hard. Just call it what it is. Yes, Kurt put it on the map and blew it up, but
they popularized it. They didn't create it. They popularized it.
It's like saying Eminem created hip hop. No, he popularized it for white people and he blew it up on a much larger scale. But let's not pretend he ever created anything.
He never created anything but making Heaven Daddy Issues cool. So that's the only thing he ever created, and he just decided to bring down as much as he could some other Detroit rappers that are much better than him. So, but we won't talk about Insane Clown Posse today. Well, first things first. Reeya, what album did you want to bring? We'll get into that instead of ICP, as much as I could talk ICP for an hour or two. But
so I brought in "So" by Peter Gabriel. And what can I say about "So"? I love this album. What can I say about this album? I'm a runner when I'm not a musician. And this is one of my favorite albums to run to. Which is not the only reason why I brought it in, but it is a surprisingly fun album to run to if you have a 5-mile run and you're like, I really don't want to do this, but you put this on, it works. I think Sledgehammer is brilliant. I think everybody can probably agree that Sledgehammer is just a really fucking cool song. Really, really fucking cool music video. I have an embarrassing tendency to listen to it on loop. Sometimes I'll just get in a Sledgehammer mood and I will listen to it on repeat over and over and over again until my boyfriend last year was at home one day when I was in a Sledgehammer loop and he came in and he was like, I have to ban this song from the house. And I like this song, but I can't approve of this. I can't approve of this beat listening. And I was like, but it's so good.
See, my wife does the same
So,
thing with my wife does the same exact thing with "I Hate Everything About You" by 3 Days Grace, and I literally get to the point where I'm just like, I love this song. I used to love this song. You made me
yeah, I
not.
think that's
You made me hate the song. Like,
that's where that's I think that's where Tim is now. He's like, I used to like Sledgehammer, but then he played it like 50 times in a row while I was trying to do something downstairs, and now it is banned from the house. So I'm also like I've been trying to beg my band to figure out how to cover it, and they're all just kind of like, we don't know how to cover it. We don't have a horn section. It's like we're a guitar band. So they're like, how do we do it? And I was like, come on, we're creative, innovative people. We can figure it out. And they're like, I think you kind of need the horns.
yeah,
Um,
or a keyboard with a horn button. But yeah,
Um,
yeah,
Devil Driver did a thrash version of it, so
I mean that's I mean I'm saying there's got to be a way.
I mean, they just took the horse
um,
out and replaced it with more guitars. So
I would say getting the vocals right on it is a harder task than trying to find horns. Like the
I
vocals
can
on.
I can I can
Oh,
sing it.
I
I
mean,
can sing it, but
if you listen to it that much, I'm sure you easily could. It's just
yeah.
I know if I ever tried to do that karaoke, I would fuck up the chorus so bad trying to hit that like note like he does when he says sledgehammer.
Oh yeah.
But it's I would fuck it up horribly. But
Yeah.
uh,
But there's also, I mean, other songs. I mean, Red Rain is so like, very vibey and moody. I mean, it's got Don't Give Up, and Don't Give Up is, it's got Don't Give Up is great. A lot of what makes Don't Give Up awesome is Kate Bush. And I remember once I did like a deep dive into that song because I was in the bridge to Don't Give Up. Peter Gabriel kind of flips into this very like gospel sounding vocal tone. And I was like, this is some American Christian rock action here. What's going on? And I read that he apparently, that was very much the point when he wrote the song. That's what he was trying to do. And he originally wanted Dolly Parton to sing the Kate Bush part, which is interesting. And she turned him down probably because she was like, what? Um, and I mean, and then the song just doesn't make sense if Kate Bush is not singing it, so that's fine. But I thought it was interesting that his first thought was who's going to sing the female part. I think it should be Dolly Parton, because he was trying to go for some sort of like roots, American roots, gospel-y sort of vibes, and he thought that that would be the way to go. So I that's my fun fact about Don't Give Up. Um, in Your Eyes, classic. John Cusack, Standing in the Rain. But also that's just like a beautiful song. It's a love song. It's a spiritual song. It's just, there's like layers and layers of things happening in there. It's not just about someone dies. And then, I mean, I think generally one of the things that I just think overall about this album is like, you've got Peter Gabriel. He was in Genesis. He's like an art rock weirdo, and he left. He started doing his own solo stuff. He continued to be an art rock weirdo, and then with this album, he just like became weirdly accessible. Like accessible in like a, I mean, he's still him. He's still weird, but it's just all of a sudden
well,
it was like radio friendly in a way that like his other solo stuff isn't. There's like tons of radio friendly, like I would say almost every single song except maybe We Do What We're Told. I don't know if that's really a radio friendly song. But like everything else is like, this is just a very radio friendly, like
yeah,
the We Do What We're
yeah.
Told is probably my favorite song on the album after Sledgehammer, because it's just so creepy and I love it.
Oh, you just made my fucking day with that. But
Mm-hmm.
all right, I'll go first in this one because I've been thinking about this since Tuesday when I listened to this album first thing in the morning, and no, I never really gave Peter Gabriel a chance. I besides his hits that you hear at the freaking supermarket every time you're in the supermarket, I never really gave him a chance. And he's, I'm gonna say, I mean, maybe it's this album, maybe other albums I would like better, but this album was kind of almost bland to me. Like it
It's
just,
great. It's poppy. It's very poppy compared
it's
to
very. I
yeah.
don't. I mean, but it's '80s poppy, which I don't have a problem with because '80s pop is fucking amazing. But
Mhm.
this, like, I just feel like he almost lacks emotion when he sings. Like I don't like I don't feel the emotion in his voice like I do with other singers. So I mean,
Interesting. I would say actually, if you listen to, it's on Spotify, the like 25th anniversary deluxe edition of So has like a bunch of live recordings from his Live in Athens tour, which I think was the So tour. And hearing him sing these songs live is a whole different experience. So if you ever feel like sitting down and listening to a live album, that
I
would
mean,
be, you
he
know.
like I was telling you before the show started. He's in a lot of tournaments I've made up, brackets I made up. So I mean, I'll hear a lot of his music. I mean, I actually made one with Red Rain in it when like I was listening to that song, which was the funniest thing. I was like, I looked over. I was like, "Minute, what? Am I reading this right?" Like, but I mean, and it's funny you say he was in Genesis because I actually forgot about that for a hot second now.
They
And
forget that he's in Genesis. He was in Genesis too. I'll forget, and then I'll
yeah,
look up, someone will
which
post like a photo of
it
Facebook.
makes sense because in
Yeah,
your eyes almost sounds like a Phil Collins song to me. Like I actually
yeah.
probably thought until I heard this album, I actually thought it was Phil Collins for a long time.
It's
But
yeah. I could easily believe it coming from him. Yeah.
it almost sounds like a Tarzan album fucking song. But uh, but I'll let CJ give his review before I give my top fives out for this album.
So right out of the gate, not a massive Peter Gabriel fan. I am a huge fan of Genesis. I'm a massive prog rock snob. So massive fan of Genesis. But the thing about Peter that she touched on, the thing about Peter is he is very much a live musician. He comes from that same cloth as the Grateful Dead. He is an outstanding live performer, but his records themselves are about as interesting as watching paint dry. They're just the studio doesn't capture who he is or what he does.
I agree. Yeah.
Like the songs are there, but they're just kind of there. And I hadn't listened to this record in a long time, and when I listened to it again, I just kept thinking, this thing sounds really dated. Like it didn't hold up well. When I listened to people like Howard Johnson, for example, you know, his stuff, Cyndi Lauper stuff, still sounds kind of vibrant in that 80s pop. His Peter stuff just sounds kind of 80s-ish. Tears for Fears has the same problem. Some of their stuff, Songs from the Big Chair is really good, but some of their other stuff, like the Mad World CD, it just sounds really dated by today's standards. So, Peter is one of them people where I would much rather listen to his live recordings than his actual studio recordings. The Lamb Lies Down on Broadway is probably one of my all-time favorite records. When people talk about all-time greatest guitarists and talk about Eddie Van Halen and Randy Rhoads, blah, 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 no. My two are Gary Moore and Steve Hackett. I am pretty much the guitar geek when it comes to, I don't want just the flash, I want essence, man. And Steve Hackett to me is not only one of the true English gentlemen, I've got to interview him. He really is a musician's musician, and does those little things that you appreciate as a producer, as a musician, as a fan. I have a lot of respect for Peter, but not really a fan of this record per se. But I'm very much with you. The live recordings are, if you're going to tell someone to listen to Peter Gabriel,
I would say also watch the YouTube. It's on YouTube, but I'm sure there's a Blu-ray or something of it. But on YouTube, there's a series of videos from his Live in Athens tour, and it's like you have to see the whole package of like him singing live and performing and the way he moves on stage. And there's, I don't want to say it's choreography, but like, he's got,
But there is there's a show to it.
yeah, yeah,
there's
exactly.
Like, Peter has a very circus type atmosphere with his show.
Yes. Yeah. Yep.
And
Exactly.
I need to correct myself. Devil Driver did not cover Sledgehammer. They covered Shock the Monkey.
Oh, okay.
So,
Still,
I want that detail to be right. They covered Shock the Monkey, which is on one of his other records. So
yeah, I don't remember which one, but yeah. Yeah, no, watching him perform live, yeah, it's all about the spectacle and the experience, and
yeah.
He even just
he uses a round stage with a lot of effects and different things, and he was one of the first musicians to actually use the holograms and the 3D type of stuff.
Oh, really? Oh, okay.
Yeah, he did that back in like the late 90s. He was using like almost like the Star Wars type hologram type stuff in his shows. So he's very much a performer as opposed to what you would call like a studio musician.
Right. Exactly.
So.
Yeah. I mean, I might like a more retro guys live. Honestly, I could see it. I know artists like that for sure. So,
Grateful Dead is one. The Grateful Dead, listening to them on record is just fucking painful.
I would agree.
Performed live, is really a spectacle. Like they were one of the premier live bands, man. Like and I hated them. And one of my ex-girlfriends, we're gonna go see the Grateful Dead, and I was like, yeah, I'd rather have my ball shaved by a bobcat in the trunk of a moving Impala. And she's like, it's not that bad. And I'm like, no, it's, it's the Grateful Dead. And we got to the show and they were amazing live. And I was like, wow, it's, night and day with them. So a lot of respect for their live show, but I stand by that original statement of listening to their record. So.
I mean, I might like him more live, honestly. He kind of, and it almost seems like some of his songs, like even playing over the supermarket, have more flair than his albums do, which I don't get how that is because they're not playing live versions. I know that for a fact, but so I mean, I don't get it. Like you hear Sledgehammer in a store, and it sounds so much more like the chorus sounds so much more like hard hitting than the actual album does. Like I was kind of disappointed when I got to that in the album, and I was like waiting for that chorus. And I was like, Sledgehammer. And he's like, Sledgehammer. I'm like, what the fuck? Where's the fucking excitement? Like that's the fucking chorus. Like Jesus. But well, I had one honorable mention for this album. I'm not gonna lie. Well, okay. Before I even get into that, you gave your top 5, right, Reeya? I thought you did kind of.
Oh, did I might have accidentally done it. Let's see. Well, Sledgehammer would be my favorite, and then We Do What We're Told, the Milgram song, because that's a nice juxtaposition, Sledgehammer and creepy human cruelty songs. And then I would say I would do In Your Eyes, number 3. I like Mercy Street 4, and Big Time. That would be my top 5 from this record.
Hey, well, like I said, I had one honorable mention, and that was Mercy Street. That was a fun song. I enjoyed it to what I could enjoy of it. My number 5 was That Voice Again, because I kind of like the topic of it. Like it seemed like he was it seems like he was kind of going into like schizophrenia a little bit and like talking about that. At least that's what I got. But number 4 was In Your Eyes, because I know that song and it's fucking a great song. I just never knew it was him till now. So number 3 has to be Sledgehammer, but like I said, it's so much better when you hear it in a store, and like the chorus seems like it's like almost like belted out, and he just on the album he's just like saying it. It's like, what the fuck? I want the real thing. But the video is fucking weird. Cool. And number 2 was Big Time, because everybody knows that song. Everybody knows Big Time. I'm pretty sure it inspired a song on Doug back in the 90s. But it's a Big Time's a classic song. My number 1 though, and this fucking threw me because as soon as I got to the actual lyrics in this song, I was like, no, that's where this is from. Because we do what we're told
Mhm.
is they use the chorus in an intro to the Mafia 6 song called "Go Hard."
Oh, what?
Yeah, the Mafia 6, which is the 3-6 Mafia's newest incarnation without Juicy J. On their first album they did, the Six Commandments. There's the first song on this album is called "Go Hard," and in the beginning you just hear like this music, and it's like all of a sudden you just hear them say like, I never knew what they were saying, but I heard this and I was like, they're using this sample because they're saying like we do what we're told, we do what we're told, we do, and then like it goes into like DJ Paul just hardcore rapping like the first verse, and it's fucking phenomenal. Like the way they open that up, like it's almost like a creepy thing to open up a rap album, and then it's just like. So when I heard this, and I was like, I even rewound it a little bit. I'm like, am I hearing this right? I'm like, this is where they got it from with Peter Gabriel. Holy fuck! Now I know something I didn't know before, and this is the one song I didn't know that made it under my like list on Spotify. Because I was like, I will listen to this anytime because this is a fucking intro to that song. Like, it's the intro to the album for God's sake, basically. Like, it's phenomenal. So that blew me away when I found that out. I was like, okay, now I can tie this to something I know and I fucking love. So, which
I'm having some. I'm so sorry. My lights are flickering right now, which is concerning me. So just want. I'm
spirit.
hoping that my power doesn't blow. I don't know what's going on. It would be a perfect. Oh my god. Okay.
Okay,
Fingers crossed.
I saw that one, but uh, well, either you have a spirit in your house or demons going through or something. Who knows? But
Yeah.
all the above possible in this world. But CJ, what were your top 5, Peter Gabriel?
I had two. I had "Don't Give Up" and "In Your Eyes." Were the two songs that kind of still sounded, cool and not sort of like dated and just there hanging around. Um, I know "Sledgehammer." Everybody loves that song. I'm kind of in agreement with her boyfriend of it's one of them songs that I heard so much that I kind of hear it now and I'm kind of like, change the channel. And there's a few songs from the 80s like that. Come On Eileen makes me
Oh
want to change.
god. Yeah.
Um,
Yeah.
Our house is a very, very change the channel. There's just certain songs that are just
I
there's no
I,
memories attached to them other than just hearing them. I
I love
can't
our
fight
house.
this feeling.
Yeah, that song I
I
got
can't
old.
fight this feeling by REO Speedwagon. Um,
Yeah.
I just interviewed Greg Bissonette, who was originally from David Lee Roth band, but he plays bass now for Kevin Cronin. And I told Greg at the end of the interview, I was like, do me a favor. And he goes, what's that? I was like, tell Kevin he is responsible for some of the most traumatic musical memories I have. And Greg's like, what do you mean? I was like, I Can't Fight This Feeling. It's a song that just would not go the fuck away. Like that song was in the top, it was in the top 10 for like months. It just hung around and hung around. Every station played it repeatedly. You couldn't get away from it. You go to people's houses, they had that dumb song playing. Search Is Over by Survivor was another one. Just hung around like bad body odor. It just kind of hung in the air. It's like, Jesus Christ, just go away, man. Like, it's, Bryan Adams had that song with Sting. That was another one that just for weeks and months. I don't even remember the name. It was Bryan Adams and Sting, and it was from that song from the Three Musketeers movie.
Oh, I know what song you're talking about. Yeah.
Yeah, it just hung around, and it was so everywhere. You go to the grocery store and hear it. You'd go to the gas station, you'd hear it. You'd go to freaking Walmart and you'd hear it, and it's just like, oh, Jesus Christ, if I hear the song again, I'm gonna freaking scream, you know. Like that Mariah Carey Christmas song. You know, you turn it into a game of how long you can go without hearing it. So yeah.
Well, I guess we're gonna keep it in the same year for now, and we're gonna jump into my album because I want to save another album for last. Um, but I looked at once I saw you wanted to bring Pierre Gabriel, and I was like, all right, what else came out that year in the '80s? I think it was '86, if I'm not mistaken. And I was like, all right, looking through the list, and I'm like, I see a couple things I could bring, a lot of early metal I could bring, but I'm like, it doesn't really match Gabriel's style. And I was like, it's got to be classic rock or something. Oh, she might have lost power. But okay, well, we'll keep going for the moment until she comes back, hopefully. But yeah, I I'm like, what else matches the style of Peter Gabriel? And I'm like, you know what? I'm gonna bring the first album, and then I saw this album, and I was like, you know what? I love the last album I brought theirs, the one with "Don't Bring Me Down" on it. So I'm like, I'm gonna try to bring. I'm gonna try to bring this. Actually, okay, quick trivia for you. What are they saying after "Don't Bring Me Down" in the chorus?
Um, I don't even remember. Don't bring me down. Don't 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 spin my heart around. I think.
Nah. No, no. Everybody, okay, I'll just.
I don't even remember. Like I remember
Everybody,
the chorus, but I don't remember.
everybody always thinks they're saying like "Don't bring me down, Bruce," but like, and like Bruce was the common thing that everybody thought for a long time. But then in the interview, the lead singer actually said they're saying "Don't bring me down, gross." Like they're saying gross, but they're like accentuating on the s's to make it sound different. And but apparently they mess with people at live shows still by like singing Bruce instead of gross just to go along with what people thought it was for like a decades now. But it's we looked that up when we all looked that up separately when I brought that album on. That was when Glenn from Sportscat was on the show back a long time ago with Chansey. That was the episode that Supertramp was brought on. But
That'd be a good matching set of records.
I forget what Chansey brought, but it was right up in that alley too. It was all same year. But
I
yeah,
love Yellow because they have that Rock and Roll is King, which was a theme song for the Rock and Roll Express for years.
yeah.
Rock and roll, let's stay.
But yeah, I decided to bring Electric Light Orchestra's Balance of Power album because I thought it matched with Peter Gabriel pretty well, and it was from the same year. So I'm like, all right, let me hear an ELO album I know not one fucking song off of. Let me hear this and see how it goes. And I wasn't disappointed. It wasn't as good as the actual album by with Don't Bring Me Down on it. It really wasn't as good. It wasn't as good as that album per se, but it wasn't definitely didn't disappoint me in any way. But and yeah, apparently our guest lost power. They have storms going on like crazy right there now. Uh, where she's from, but we can finish the show with her though. That's not a big deal. She got to talk about her album. That's all that really matters. But yeah, ELO. Like I was not disappointed by this album. I just wasn't. It. I had ones I liked. I had ones I didn't like, but it was a good album. But what do you think of this album, CJ?
I like Electric Light Orchestra. They are one of those bands who I've heard a ton growing up without realizing who they were. My uncle Marty is a big fan, and growing up as a wrestling fan, you know, the old NWA before they become World Class Wrestling, the Rock and Roll Express, and they would come out, and their song was, you know, it was one of the greatest wrestling themes of that era. You know, it was instantly recognizable, those pianos, and I never knew what the song was. And I was watching it one morning, and Rock and Roll Express come out, and Uncle Marty walked through, and he goes, "Oh, Electric Light Orchestra." I was like, "Wait, what?" He goes, "That song, their intro song." He goes, "Rock and Roll is King" by Electric Light Orchestra. And I was like, "That's what that song is." And he goes, "Yeah." And I was like, "Take me to the store immediately. I want that record." Like I had to have that record. He goes, "I got a copy at the house you can have." He goes, "I got a couple copies of that one." I was like, "Okay." So we like went to his house and got me that record. So I've always been a fan of Jeff Lynne and Electric Light Orchestra. I won't say this is my favorite by them, but it is one of my favorites by them. So I was kind of happy to see this one because
Yeah,
it's got two of my favorite ELO songs on it.
mm,
So
yeah, I forget who else came out that year. There was one band that released 2 albums that year, and I actually looked at both albums, and I almost brought them on. Who the fuck? Somebody came out that year, and I can't think of who the fuck it was, and they had 2 fucking albums. I mean, yeah, I could have. There's a lot of albums I could have brought on that year. I mean, I could have brought Master of Puppets for God's sake, but I didn't want to go that heavy on our guest when she's bringing Peter Gabriel. Um, who the fuck had 2 albums? I mean, I thought Ozzy for a second too, but I was like, nah.
yeah, I almost repeated myself, because when I saw Peter Gabriel with the Genesis connection, I was like, okay, I brought the first Ray Wilson record, but he did 2 records back to back. When he released a song for a friend, he also released the other one. So I was like, okay, I'm going to bring this one since Ray was like the singer of Genesis for a minute to tie in. But I was kind of like, no. I was like, I'm going to be a bit more snobby and go with a different progressive rock band.
I mean,
So,
you could have brought Genesis' Invisible Touch. It was the same year, but
I don't like that era of Genesis.
I mean, I almost brought Prince's album that came out that year, and I almost brought like a couple of different. There's a couple of different ones. I almost brought.
Can't go wrong with Prince.
What? I mean, you
So
can't.
can't
But,
go wrong with Prince.
and I mean, Sabotage and Dio too. Like, there's a lot of bands I could have brought in this year, but none of them just really sat right with me until I saw ELO. So, uh, my I only had 5. I actually only have top 5 for the other 2 albums, but my top 5 for this album. Number 5 was "Send It." I thought it had a fun pace to it, and it was a good song. Number 4 is "Getting to the Point." It was the lyrics are pretty fun, and it's just a decent song. Number 3 is "Without Someone." That's a classic ELO love song, so I fucking was down for that. And my number 2 was "Sorrow About to Fall," because the sax after the chorus is fucking incredible. Like, that blew me away. And my number 1 was "So Serious," because it's a classic ELO track. It sounds, you could never hear that and not think it's ELO. So those are my top 5. What were your top 5 for ELO?
I had 4. I had Without Someone. Number 3, I had Is It All Right? Number 2 is Send It. And my number 1 is one of my favorite ELO tracks. Is Calling America. It's just one of them sort of fun, bombastic type songs that ELO is so great at, with the big, bouncing piano, and it's sort of in that same vein as Rock and Roll is King. So I immediately knew.
I wasn't a huge fan of that song. I remember that song, but I wasn't a huge fan.
Yeah. It's one of those songs that it's kind of bouncy and preppy, and it's preppy, peppy. So it's just one of them fun songs and it's a good live song too. When they perform it live, it gets the crowd going.
I have never seen them live, and it's something I would love to see. It really
They're a
is.
good
Like
vibe.
I have feeling I had a feeling they would be a good live band, but they never performed in my lifetime really that I know of.
They're still performing.
I never hear anything about them performing anywhere. But I mean, that's maybe they don't come to the East Coast that often. But maybe I don't know. Not gonna say I looked that hard to see if I could find tickets to one of their shows, but I never. I always check the local venues, even though I don't get to go to concerts anymore because I got kids now. I don't get to go to concerts ever. But like I always look at the local ones and see who's performing, and I rarely see anybody except Lord of the Lost is coming in October, and I really want to fucking see him, but I doubt I'm gonna be able to get out of the house to go see him. But I would die to see him in
Actually,
concert.
I think they're on their final tour right now. If I remember correctly, they're on their like retirement.
Well, I'm sure they've been doing it for 60 years, so it's not surprising. But
yeah, yellow tickets 20, 25, 26. Formed in 1970 by Jeff Lynne and Ray Wood. Current band still has Ray Wood and no wait. I don't know.
But yeah, but let's talk about the album you wanted to bring.
First off, let me apologize because I'm sure I knew right away you were probably going to hate this one, and that's okay. Because,
maybe not.
This is me being a prog rock snob. Everybody knows that I'm a massive fan of Pink Floyd, and two things about this record. One, it's probably the best Pink Floyd record that Pink Floyd never recorded. Two, three of the songs were written with Ray Wilson, which immediately put it on my radar. So what I brought was the 20th anniversary vision. The band basically went in and re-recorded it from the original with better audio and better that. So the RPWL, the record is RPWL, World Through My Eyes, revisited, 20th anniversary. They're a German progressive rock band. You can call them art rock, whatever. But they started out as a Pink Floyd tribute band and quickly discovered that they were really great songwriters and they were going to write their own songs. And 28 years later, they've recorded, I think, 9 records. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8. Yeah, 9 because they just put a brand new one out. 9 studio albums, and 9 live albums. So they've done about 20 records in 28 years. So, and they tour a ton, and I like them a lot. So,
well, I never heard of this band until you brought them on, and I listened to the album, and I honestly was like, what the fuck is this? Like, I don't even know how to describe this music. I really don't. Like, it's just, I don't know. I don't know. I mean, it's prog rock is the best way to describe them, I guess. I didn't think of it that way. Even,
but it's prog rock.
But the album opened with a fucking sitar, and I was like, and like you know me, I love sitar in my rock music, so I'm like, all right. I'm like, this kind of got my attention. I'm listening to it, and I'm like, they're good. They're fucking good. It's just the songs are long as shit. And the songs are long as shit, and that's the only thing that really drove me, but you don't get tired of them. Like, it's always like it's a new adventure around each corner with the song.
Yeah.
So I mean, you don't get tired of it, but it's just, I don't know. I liked a couple of the songs and put them on my Spotify list, and I'll have to hear them again to really like be able to tell you what I think of this album. But
yeah, the RPWL is a band that takes a few listens to kind of get it all.
But
They're
I wasn't disappointed. I was not disappointed, and I mean, it's not like something I put on I couldn't stand listening to. It definitely got my attention more than Peter Gabriel did. So I was like digging this album when I put it on after Peter Gabriel. I was like, all right, this is a little bit more my tempo compared to that. But
yeah.
I really don't
I
know
mean,
how to
I
describe
wouldn't call it road trip music by any means, but if you're in the right mood and you're just kind of chilling and not doing much and you're just kind of, whatever, great music to just kind of have in that sort of space of whatnot. So, um,
yeah, I enjoyed it immensely, and I wasn't. I mean, I never heard of them, so I was kind of surprised. But Ray Wilson's part of them, isn't he?
well, no, he's very good friends with the lead singer. Um,
Oh,
so they wrote three of the songs together, and he sang on one of the songs. But
okay.
they tour a lot. He does a lot of live shows with them as just sort of a guest. And RPWL actually performs a lot with Steve Hackett, and Ray performs with Steve Hackett a lot. So the three of them kind of make up this weird prog rock trio of artists who interact with each other a lot on festivals and philharmonic type things. Um, so it they interact a lot, and
Yeah, makes sense.
Yogi and Ray are the lead singer's name is Yogi Lane. So Yogi and Ray are good, good friends. So
Yeah, I didn't hate it. I definitely didn't hate it. That's for damn sure.
yeah,
It was interesting,
that's
but
cool.
I would have to really like dig into it a bunch more times to really get everything out of it. But
Yeah,
that's the
like I
thing.
said, it's not road trip music. It's not something you're gonna. Hey, we're driving to grandma's house. Let's put on RPWL. No, not that kind of music. Like it's more. You're having a chill night at the house with the friends and maybe having dinner, and you just need some background music or something like that. Then yeah, that's or you're sitting around playing spades, playing euchre, or something like that. Then yeah, this is what it is. Um, so,
Yeah,
or if you tripping acid, that's another.
I
The
mean,
cover of this record. If you look at the cover of the record, it's very much
yeah,
somebody was tripping balls when they created that with the pink and the yellow and the purple and the blue and there's like 47 colors going on, and it was kind of like, yeah, I think they were going for a Lucy in the Sky with Diamonds type of thing. So,
yeah.
but
I definitely get where they're coming from with it all, and I appreciate it for what it was. I don't know if I ever actually would go back and finish them, but or not finish them, but re-listen to the album again and again. But
right.
we'll we'll see if it comes across my way again. But what were your top five on it? God,
Uh,
curious.
so number 5 for me is Everything Was Not Enough.
Ooh.
That's a little bit of a heavier song for them. Number 4 is New Stars Are Born. I like the kind of trippy vibe that one has. Um, Number 4 is Start the Fire. Number 2, I really, really, really like the vibe of Wasted Land, and the story behind it is kind of essentially World War II. It's about the Nazis and
Yeah.
the them invading Poland, and that it was a wasteland essentially of going whatnot. Um, Number 1 though is Roses with Ray Wilson. Uh, Ray sings the first part and Yogi sings the second part, and their voices are so perfect together, and the lyrics to that song. Um, and it's kind of ironic that one of the most beautiful songs this band has done is also the thing that can literally kill me because I'm deathly allergic to roses. Um, so it's ironic that one of my favorite songs is about something that can kill me. So
Yeah. Oh, okay. Our top fives are completely different. But
Yeah.
my number five was Three Lights because I love that funky xylophone or where the hell it is
Yeah.
solo around 5 minutes in. My number four is Sleep, and I don't remember this album too much because I listened to it on Tuesday, so I'm like trying to think of it. I'm like I don't remember this album too much from 4 days ago. But my number three is Roll Through My Eyes. I like the lyrics in that song. I really did.
Yeah.
My number two was Roses. That was a really good fucking song. So, and I could hear Ray Wilson in that after hearing his album. I could hear Ray Wilson in that and be like, all right, I know that voice. And
Yeah. And you can tell that's a song he wrote because
yeah,
lyrically, it's very much in his style of lyrics. The sort of.
and yeah,
Go ahead.
definitely it was definitely in his style. I will say that, and maybe that's why I liked it. But my number one was Everything is not enough or was not enough. Like the story behind that I like, and it told the story. It's been fucking 9, 12 minutes, where the hell it was. It told the story. So I mean, it that's the only complaint I had because I literally kept checking Spotify. And I'm like, Jesus, there's still 4 minutes left in this fucking song. Like,
Yeah.
I mean, we're doing the Avantasia bracket, so long songs are not a stranger to me. But it's like, I don't know. I feel like their songs would be better if they were like 4 minutes shorter each one. But it is what it is.
So, which one is it? Hold on a while. It's 8. No, it's this one. Trying to Kiss the Sun. So their second record, the one right before this one, it's called Trying to Kiss the Sun. And the shortest song on there is 6 minutes and 49 seconds.
Jesus. Oh, that's not
Yeah.
bad.
Yeah. So they have like 7 minutes and 4 seconds, 8 minutes and 35 seconds, 6 minutes, 49 seconds, 10 minutes and 20 seconds, 8 minutes and 52 seconds. So all of the songs on Trying to Kiss the Sun are like these long, extended ass songs of
Which
really
is why
trippy.
Which is why I don't like Pink Floyd. I am not a Pink Floyd fan. I never will be because of that shit. Like, I just don't think they're good. I don't think they're good. I really never have. But it's just, I get why people are into them, but it's just, man, not my thing. But
No,
well,
it's cool.
folks,
I have a playlist of all the Pink Floyd songs over like 10 minutes, and there's like 19 of them. So this 19 songs are almost like 6 hours of music.
Jesus. Well, there you go, folks. We brought you your albums thrice for tonight. We're sorry our guest had to jump off early, but Reeya Banerjee, musician. You can find her on YouTube. I'm sure she's on Spotify too. I didn't check, but I'm sure you can find her on Spotify too. All her links will be posted in the description when this comes out. We want to thank her for coming on because I'm sure she'll listen to this at some point. So we want to thank her for coming on, and we had fun. We had fun with her for a little bit of time we had her, and at least we got to talk about Peter Gabriel a little bit with her and some other
Right.
random music, and we got to make fun of Nirvana. So that's bonding. That's bonding right there. But CJ, where can they find you?
I am all over. I'm like a bad case of herpes. You can find me at musicgodcjplaying.rocks. You can find me on YouTube as the Music God Reacts and also the Noise Report, which will be retired soon. And we'll be bringing you the new one called the Mosh Pit Manifesto. And other than that, all the social medias. Just type in Music God CJ Playing. You will see this ugliness. I apologize ahead of time, but not hard to be found.
Yeah, we actually got to record another episode of the Loud List pretty soon. But you could find both your maniacal musers basically anywhere podcasts are found. But you can find us on Facebook as Squatchy Largefoot. You can find us on X and the Gram as that Juggalo Bastard. And YouTube's the best place. Maniacal Music's on YouTube. Every episode ever done is there. See all three co-hosts. See all the specials. See everything. And be sure to tune in not this Saturday, but this Sunday at 7 p.m. East for the Avantasia Bracket Part 2. Freaking, the guy who picked it had to delay it today, so. But amazing playlist of 32 songs. So come see us try to decide and debate. The first part was a freaking fun time. So we had a hard time picking a winner on that one, and it ain't gonna get any easier. It ain't gonna get any easier. It's a fucking hard ass battle. But come see that, and then come back next Tuesday or this coming Tuesday and see us on our regularly scheduled time with a guest that's supposed to be on months ago, but looking forward to having them. And come see us do a rap show. So till next time, everybody, your musers are out. Have a good one.